The Eurasian Steppes are the place of our ancestors and our languages. Europeans, those of China, India, Japan, Korea, Pakistan, Native Americans, Iran, Turkic peoples, Mongolians, and many others, trace almost their entire DNA back here. Those of Northern Africa, Arab lands, Southeast Asia, and Polynesian peoples, to a much lesser extent, do as well. For many of these groups, it was many thousands of years ago. For others, it was in the last few hundred. Nomadic people still inhabit these places, though culturally they are dying out. This is a landmass that extends from Eastern Europe to Manchuria in northern China. I have twice visited, once canceled a visit, and hope to visit again. This is a part of a series on where languages come from, and in previous videos I have described the development of languages. I will do the same in future videos. Most of the languages we in the world speak come from the Eurasian Steppes. I'll describe what I saw in traveling across it. I'll try to take you there the best I can. My visit was fascinating in seeing where so many of our languages come from. Now come with me to a part of the world few ever see. Imagine yourself standing out on the Eurasian Steppes, where the earth stretches out in an endless sea of grass, under a dome of vast, unblemished sky. The land is painted with artistic strokes of greens and golds, undulating gently with the whims of the wind, sweeping across the expanse with the freedom of the untamed wilderness it traverses. This is the realm of extreme contrast, where the blistering heat of summer gives way to the piercing cold of winter, each season sculpting the landscape in its image. As dawn breaks, the horizon blooms with a fiery glow, casting long shadows over the grasslands. The air is crisp and fresh, carrying the scent of earth and dew-laden grass. The silence of the early morning is broken only by the distant call of a lark, rising and falling with the breeze. This is a land that time has forgotten, where vastness engulfs one's sense of self, leaving a feeling of insignificance in the face of such sprawling natural beauty. The steppes are alive, a vibrant ecosystem that thrives under the watchful eyes of the sun and the moon. Here antelope roam freely, their strange bulbous noses filtering the dusty air as they graze on a buffet of grasses. In the distance, a lone horseman appears, silhouetted against the sky, a descendant of the nomads who have called this land home for many millennia. His presence is a reminder of the deep connection between the people and the steppe, a bond forged in the crucible of survival and adaptation. As the day wanes, the setting sun paints the sky in shades of orange, pink, and purple, a canvas of colors so vivid and surreal that one might question if the paint is still drying. The evening air cools rapidly, whispering of the night's approach, when the stars will emerge in a dazzling display. The Milky Way stretches across the sky, a river of light in the darkness, guiding the dreams of those who sleep under its watchful gaze. The Eurasian Steppes are more than just a geographical feature. They are a testament to the resilience of life and the enduring spirit of freedom. This vast grassland, with its unyielding climate and sprawling horizons, challenges the body and the mind, yet also offers unparalleled peace and solitude. Here, one can lose oneself in the immensity of nature, find solace in the simplicity of landscape, and be reminded of the countless stories that have unfolded upon this ancient ground. To stand upon the steppes is to stand at the crossroads of history and eternity, where the past whispers in the rustling grass, and the future waits just over the next rise. It is the place that defies description, yet demands it, a paradox of emptiness and fullness, where the vastness of the land fills the soul with a sense of awe and wonder that lingers long after the journey has ended. While on my travels, I often read the works of other travelers. Many years ago, and long before I visited the Eurasian Steppes, one of the books I read was Caravans by James Michener. Michener is known for his prolific research and fascination with culture and history. Caravans describes the nomadic camps and trading fairs in northern Afghanistan in the 1940s. I have not been to northern Afghanistan, but many of the tribes described came off the Eurasian steppes for these trading fairs. Some of these tribes I've seen elsewhere in Central Asia. I was fascinated with the travel that James Michener described, and one day hope to also visit the north of Afghanistan. His description influenced me in wanting to see these nomadic camps and trade fairs. Now back to my time in the Eurasian steppes. I looked out to a sprawling mosaic of tents and yurts under the vast unending sky of Central Asia. The air woven with the scent of smoked meats, rich spices, and the warm, earthly aroma of horsehide. The soundscape was a symphony of languages, the clinking of metal, the soft shuttle of Bactrian camels, and the melodious strains of a dombra playing somewhere in the distance, a musical instrument of these people. This was a nomadic trading camp, a fleeting city born from the constant movement of these elusive travelers. They are masters of adaptation. Their lives a continuous dance with the elements. Their homes are quickly disassembled, placed, and carried on the backs of beasts as they move to the next destination. The camp itself is a marvel of transitory architecture, with yurts dotted across the landscape like scattered pearls. Each yurt, a structure of felt and wood, is both home and fortress, a private abode amid the communal sprawl. The air inside is cool, scented with the musk of wool and the faint sweetness of dried fruit stored for long journeys. Outside traders from distant lands set up their wares, silks from the reaches of China, spices from India, their aroma bold and intoxicating, jewels from Iran catching the sun's light. The ground is a carpet of activities, people bartering, negotiating, storytelling with animated fervor. Each transaction is a story, a bridge between cultures, sealed with a handshake or nod. The nomads move through the camp with quiet authority. They are the connectors of distant worlds. Their lives a testament to the power of movement and exchange. With each arrival, they bring stories from the steppes, tales of storms braved and landscapes traversed. With each departure, they carry with them the threads of other cultures, weaving a vast invisible web of connection that spans across continents. Children run through the camp, their laughter a melody over the hum of trading. They play games, learn from the children of other lands, their innocence a reminder that here, at the crossroads of the world, humanity is one tribe. Women prepare meals, their hands skilled in the art of mixing flavors, both foreign and familiar. Their recipes a patchwork of the nomadic life. The air vibrates with the potential of deals to be struck, relationships to be forged, and the paths to be crossed. The camp by evening settles under a blanket of twilight. Fires flickered to life, casting a warm glow on the faces. The sky stretches overhead, an ancient canopy studded with stars. The nomads gather to share meals and stories, their voice a soft murmur under the vast, indifferent universe. Here, in the nomadic trading camp, life is transient yet timeless, every moment an intersection of paths blended by the fates of those who travel through the steppes. It is a testament to the enduring spirit of the nomads, a people for whom home is not a place but a journey, And life is measured not in years, but in the richness of the lands they traverse and the memories they gather. I did not speak any of their languages, so the stories I couldn't understand. But what might they have been? Their stories being passed down from generation to generation, and over a very long time. They might tell about heroic feats, tales of bravery, horsemanship, and survival in the harsh steppe environment. Maybe featuring warriors who protected their tribes from invaders, cunning hunters who outsmarted their prey, or courageous leaders who guided their people through difficult times. Certainly, there would have been explanations of the natural world. Myths explaining the origins of the world, the sun, the moon, and the stars. Animal fables might teach moral lessons or explain natural phenomena. Many of them believe in animism, where spirits inhabit all things. Stories might explore interactions with these spirits, journeys to the afterlife, or shamans with special powers. I wondered what they dreamed. What did they see as an idyllic life? Did they face many of the questions that we in the modern world face? What did they think of the modern world? I could imagine at these trading camps that they might meet friends who they have known for a very long time but seldom see. Perhaps a friend from when one was not even able to talk in infancy. Each year, seeing that person again and again. What of romances among the various tribes? Perhaps a young couple caught one another's eyes, but were unable to communicate in their different languages. Or perhaps a romance may have been prohibited, but they might see each other anyway. While there, I listened to some of their folk songs and wondered what they might be about. I also heard throat singing for the first time. Thank you very much for coming along for this look into the Eurasian steppes, and I hope you will continue to watch as I look at the history of many of the world's other languages in future videos. Please subscribe and like, and have a great day.